General Hospital, a web of conspiracies and family ties unravel ****. The latest episode of General Hospital, aired Tuesday, August 5, 2025, is packed with deception, power struggles, and emotional moments that test the boundaries of loyalty and betrayal. The drama unfolds in multiple locations, drawing our characters deeper into a tangled web of lies and conspiracies that threaten to destroy relationships, careers, and lives. #Sonny's life at stake. The bribery plot thickens at the Metro Courthouse. The legal tensions rise as Tracy Quartermaine takes matters into her own hands, determined to expose Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, financial misconduct. Armed with damning evidence of Sonny's alleged involvement in a money laundering scheme, Tracy decides to take the evidence to the authorities, despite warnings from Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, and Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo. Both Sidwell and Marco, worried that exposing Sonny could jeopardize their connections in the criminal world, try to persuade Tracy to back off. But Tracy, undeterred and convinced of her righteous cause, remains firm in her decision to bring the truth to light. Meanwhile, Sidwell is setting his own plans into motion. He hints at a secret bribe that could derail Sonny's reputation and put his future on the line. Sidwell alludes to a large, untraceable payment that has been funneled into Judge Eva Heron's, Tess Aubergenois, account, payment that could be used to implicate Sonny in a bribery scandal during an ongoing custody battle. If proven, this scandal could lead to Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, turning on his father, potentially ruining Sonny's reputation forever. Despite Marco's confusion about Sidwell's timing, Sidwell reassures him that patience is key. He's waiting for the right moment to strike, allowing the case to build to a crescendo. The manipulation has only just begun, and Sidwell is prepared to hold all the cards as he uses the bribery plot to his advantage. In the midst of this power play, Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, stands to gain the most, especially if the scandal breaks just before her custody hearing for her child. Will she be the one to claim victory, or will her own actions be the undoing of her chances? ###. A rivalry escalates. Jason and Sonny vs. Ada Turner at the Metro Court pool. An offhand conversation between Sonny and Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, takes an unexpected turn. The two friends, reflecting on a recent softball game, find themselves drawn into another confrontation, this time with Assistant District Attorney Justine Turner, Nazneen contractor. Turner taunts Sonny, mocking his recent legal battles, but Sonny isn't easily swayed. Jason, distracted by deeper matters, mentions the resurfacing mystery surrounding Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, revealing that Britt may still be alive and hiding under a false identity. Jason remains steadfast, believing that he should respect her wishes and stay away, but Sonny argues that Britt deserves to know the truth. The encounter with Turner sparks more tension between Sonny and the legal system. Sonny suspects that Turner is actively trying to create a narrative that paints him in a negative light, using every public spat as fodder for future charges. Sonny remains calm, waiting for the right moment to turn the tables on her. The stakes are high, and Turner is fast becoming a formidable opponent in Sonny's ongoing battle for control of his empire. ###. Anna Devane's unseen enemy. Brennan's revelation at Jack Brennan's, Chris McKenna, office. The tension reaches a boiling point. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, still reeling from her abduction, demands answers. Brennan insists that his actions, though extreme, were necessary to protect Anna from herself. He warns that Anna's interference in a dangerous operation could land her in prison for treason. The details of this covert mission become clearer as Brennan reveals troubling information about Professor Henry Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and Vaughn, Bryce Durfee. Anna is left to process the gravity of this information, but Brennan ensures she understands the full consequences of betraying their trust. As Anna struggles with her sense of betrayal, she realizes that the stakes are far higher than she initially believed. The revelations from Brennan serve as a grim reminder of how deeply embedded she is in a web of espionage and deceit, and that the consequences of her actions could extend far beyond her own life. Meanwhile, Brennan remains confident that his control over the situation will keep him several steps ahead. But as Anna begins to recall the details of her interactions with Jason, it becomes clear that she's beginning to piece together the larger puzzle, a puzzle that could expose everything if she isn't careful. #### Carly and Willow's rift, a family torn apart. Meanwhile, at General Hospital, emotions run high as Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, tries to mend her relationship with her son Lucas Jones, Van Hansis. Despite Carly's attempts to reconcile, Lucas refuses to return to her side, leaving Carly to reflect on their fractured relationship. Despite this setback, Carly does what she can to make amends, giving Lucas a key to her home so that he can visit whenever he wishes, yet the emotional gap remains. The turmoil continues for Willow, who is feeling the weight of her recent actions. As she reflects on the mess she has caused, particularly at Carly's house, she is confronted by Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard. Willow, clearly upset, reflects on the time she has lost and the relationships she has damaged. In an emotional exchange, Willow expresses her regret and resolves to make things right before her upcoming custody hearing. Chase, ever supportive, reassures her that he will stand by her side, even offering to testify on her behalf if needed. However, Carly is far from forgiving. As she walks in on Willow and Chase sharing an emotional moment, Carly's reaction is one of disgust and wariness. She's not ready to forgive Willow, and the tension between them is palpable. Carly's distrust of Willow, compounded by her unresolved feelings about her own family, is setting the stage for future confrontations that could change everything. ### Michael's revelation, is Willow a threat to the family? At the Quartermaine mansion, Michael Corinthos has a conversation with Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and a new theory begins to take shape. Michael is becoming increasingly suspicious of Willow's actions, convinced that she may be the one responsible for the recent targeting of Daisy Gilmore, Brendan and Evelyn Beamford. The more he reflects on her behavior, the more he believes that Willow is a threat to his family, especially to his children. If Michael is correct, this revelation could have catastrophic consequences for Willow, especially as she tries to navigate her tumultuous life and the impending custody hearing. ### The stakes get higher. The episode ends with characters standing at the precipice of their choices, knowing that the decisions they make today could alter the course of their futures. From Sonny's fight for survival against Sidwell's growing conspiracy to Willow's desperate attempts to salvage her family, the episode is a masterclass in high-stakes drama. As secrets continue to unravel, alliances will be tested, and the characters of General Hospital must confront their darkest fears in order to secure their futures. Whether it's the threat of betrayal or the looming shadow of legal consequences, one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same in Port Charles. As the clock ticks down to the October custody hearing, the battle for control over lives, love, and legacy reaches a fever pitch, with no one fully aware of the devastating consequences that could unfold in the coming days.